So rather than the gloomy view, I take the optimistic view with a few clouds hanging around.
Hi everyone, Evan Pickford, Senior Assistant Editor, BusinessLIVE, interviewing George Glynos, Senior Strategist from ETM. Welcome, George. The Minister of Finance delivered a very interesting talk today within the live debate format at BusinessLIVE. Interesting point that I noted was that on the jobs front, he mentioned the strong rand is possibly keeping inflation down, which is a good thing for their economy. How do you think the markets will take to that?
Yeah, I think positively. It's great to see recognition that a strong rand is not all negative. And in fact, if one reads the press in this country, one would be forgiven for thinking that a strong rand is possibly the driver of many ills. We look at that quite differently. We think that the strong rand has helped South Africa not only emerge out of a fairly a deep recession, but also shielded it from many inflationary concerns, such as those being witnessed in North America and the Middle East. So we see the strong rand as part and parcel of a fundamentally strong economic environment where sound policy judgment has prevailed, and when compared to the likes of the US, where policy is being questioned, suddenly that translates into a currency that appreciates. An appreciating currency in and of itself is not a huge deterrent to exports, not in the short term. In fact, we can see that in the trade data for 2010 that posted a surplus from many years where we were running a far weaker rand and posting major trade deficits. So I think there needs to be an appreciation that it's in fact debt that drives a trade balance into deficit rather than the strength of the currency. And I thought it was positive that a strong rand was singled out as being a positive in terms of the inflation outlook.
Is the debt picture going forward going to be murky?
At this stage of the game, I see a government that is still in the counter-cyclical spending mode. They believe that the economy may have recovered out of the recession, but still needs quite a lot of help. So they are going to be economic activists for a while to come. I think whilst that remains in place, we need to get used to the idea that fiscal deficits are going to decline at a far more gradual pace than we had initially anticipated. That will be a little bit disturbing for the fixed income markets. It may also be disturbing for investors in general. It probably puts to bed any possibility in the next 2 to 5 years of another credit ratings upgrade. That's one factor that I think we need to clearly pay more attention to, is international perceptions. And so ultimately, no, I didn't get the impression that they were focused so much on the debt, but rather on keeping the expenditure going in the hope that it creates a self-sustainable growth environment.
He's obviously talking about getting growth up to 7%, getting jobs to improve within that scenario. George, can we achieve this 7% growth rate?
I don't think it's possible, not with the structural impediments that we have at the moment. Certainly a case of too many rigidities that need to be unwound before that's going to become a possibility.
Thanks very much, George.